I used to be so broke that all I had was money. It was in August to October of last year, 2025, when I found my biggest winner yet. Previously to that, beforehand, I had a tracksuit that you can see in one of my later back videos that I did around 100K in revenue with, and that was obviously, a big one, big milestone for me. Before that, I don't even know if I did 10K in revenue, so obviously, crazy big difference. But this brand that, in August to October that I had, it was crazy. I did 7 figures with, and it really affected me in a way that I only got money out of it. I was only chasing the money part. I wasn't chasing, actually building a true brand, changing people's lives from it. It was kind of, obviously it wasn't anything like Black Hat, like anything bad, but I just think it was like a quick pump and dump in a way, and I wasn't building anything truly meaningful with it, and it was a good learning lesson for me. I think now it has affected me well, especially with my current brand, that, I'm actually trying to make a difference in people's lives, and I have. My Trustpilot is 4.2 stars, so that's very good. A lot of people have like pretty bad Trustpilots, and obviously just because you have a bad Trustpilot doesn't mean your brand's bad. There's a lot of people that just, make bad reviews, and the good people don't ever make a good review. But I see all these reviews of these people, and they talk about how their life has completely changed, and it truly means a lot to me. God has called me, to change people's lives in a way, not only just with e-commerce, but, also helping other people. I would say I'm pretty young, especially being, doing drop shipping. I'm one of the youngest people to do it right now. Obviously, there are other young people, but I'm one of them. And I want to be, inspiration to all these other people who are in high school right now, and they want to get into a business. It doesn't just have to be dropshipping. It can be any different business model, trading, affiliate marketing, any of these. And I truly want to inspire and be someone that you can look off of and see, like, yes, it is possible. Obviously I have not made it to true success. I think right now on my brand, yeah, we're currently at 2K profit, and it is, where's the timer at? I'm not good with Mac. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Already at 2K profit for the day, so not bad. I think that's on one of the brands. I have another store too. That one's probably, I don't know, maybe like 1,000 so far. It's not the biggest brand I have. It's just a side one. But yeah, my life has completely changed in a year. A year ago from today, I had no money in my bank account. Even from that tracksuit, the chargebacks and everything that we had to do all these refunds, especially with PayPal, because PayPal does not like to take the seller's side. There was lots of money lost, well over 5 figures. So the profit, obviously, it was good on Triple Whale, but in reality, there was a lot due to returns and stuff. So I obviously did make a decent. I think this is when I paid off my credit card debt. I was 5K in debt, actually. At this time, I was 5K in debt, and before, and I was really lost. I was depressed. Obviously, I am very grateful to have the opportunity to work, but obviously when you're 5K in debt at 15 years old, 14 years old actually, it truly hits you. It's kind of like, how am I going to get out of this hole? Obviously I knew with time I would get out of it, trusting in his timing and knowing when the time is right, he'll make it happen. He can't just give you all the success if you don't have the strong foundation for it. You're not ready for it. And if he does give it to you and you don't have it, you're going to learn the hard way and get humbled. And that's what happened to me. I got really humbled, especially from mid-October to beginning of December. That was a period I was like, dang, we can't slack off. You have to be always willing to put in the work. And this is what it's really taught me and brought me to where I am now. I am always working, no matter the numbers, always doing something, and truly, being obsessed with the game. Obsession's going to beat talent every single time. You can have all the talent in the world, but are you obsessed? Is this truly what you want? There's going to be a point, talent has all this advantage up here, but if you continue to stay right here with talent, you're not putting in that obsession, that work, that obsession that you have over here for the game, this other person, they're going to slowly build up. It might take time, but before you know it, they're going to surpass this talent that this person started with initially, because it can only carry you so far. Yes, talent is very great, it can give you a strong base, but if you're not building off of that strong base, you're not going to see any difference, any improvement in scale. So I kind of just wanted to make this a video of that, like, you have to have more. There's more to life than money. It can only do so much for you. It's not gonna, this car or this other thing isn't gonna bring you happiness. Yes, it does bring you some type of joy, but you have to be doing other things with your life to find your purpose and fulfill this purpose. Like for me, I truly want to give back to the world. I'm not sure what I want to do yet. I'm actually surprising my dad for Father's Day and his birthday. I got him like a new exhaust and tune for his truck, and that's part of it. Beforehand, I gave $2,000 to my mom, and that's helping go to one of her she has like kind of, I want to say a charity. It's somewhat like that. It gives back to the less fortunate, especially in our local area that are struggling, and pretty much giving them like hygiene stuff, simple hygiene stuff. It kind of breaks my heart that these people don't even have simple things that all of us take for granted in life. I take for granted a lot of things in life, and it isn't until you lose it that you realize that you took for granted it. Like for me, I had an injury in my back. This obviously isn't tied to money, but I took for granted being healthy and being in perfect shape. I can do any workout I wanted, but then after that, I couldn't work out certain things for a whole like half a year, and it wasn't until we got over it, like that I got over it, that I realized that like, yeah, you can't take stuff for granted, because it can switch in a day. It can switch instantly. Everything can turn dark before you know it. So truly stay humble. That's another thing I learned. I don't really post any screenshots anymore of my wins. Obviously I talk about here because I'm documenting my journey to an 8-figure e-com brand, but besides that, I used to post a lot on X. I don't anymore. I think my last post was like in January or February. I'm just keeping to myself. I'd rather build a community like this of like-minded people, and not like X with all the evil eyes and stuff. So that's about it for this video. Just pretty much find something besides money. Find something to spend your money on that's truly going to fulfill your purpose in life, and not only help yourself, but help other people. At least for me, I find a lot of joy giving back and helping other people with my money. The saying that I want to end you off is, I want to be so financially stable that God uses my pockets to bless others. Stay scaling, boys.